And so, firstly, whilst I've got my gorgeous granddaughter here, he wanted to sort of participate in the webinar tonight. So I thought, well, we'd have a little bit of a chat about some of the things that she does here when she has breakfast at Poppy and Ormy's house some mornings. Some mornings we have eggs.
Eggs and toast.
Yeah, Poppy makes the best eggs and toast. But what sort of bread's it got to be, Cyan?
Helga's and those thick white bread.
Helga's Helga's. It's got to be Helga's bread, you see.
Can't be that thin bread because I don't get anything with it.
No, I understand. All right. Then some mornings we have Poppy's Super Shake.
Yeah.
So, Cyan, could you tell the people that are on our Zoom call what it is that you have in your Poppy Super Shake?
Okay. So I have 2 product Bs.
Now, hang on. Wait a minute. With the product B, how do we get the product B into the shake?
Okay, so Pop gets this fisherman knife, this weird-looking knife, and he chops just a very thin piece of the product B and squeezes it into my shake. And he said the very first time he did it, and I saw it, he said it looked like caterpillar guts.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we have 2 product B.
Cleanse.
Tell John Anderson that.
Greens. Strawberry shake's my favourite, so I'll have that the most. A bit of chocolate shake, zinc, and some frozen fruit if there's any.
Jolly good.
Wow.
And so that's a pretty powerful shake. And then when you have that, it's before you go to school, does that help you concentrate a bit at school?
Yes, it helps me concentrate, but because I'm doing my work, I don't actually notice that it's helping me, but I do concentrate more.
Yep.
So that's helping me.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And then is there any other Isogenics products that you like to eat?
I like to eat the whey thins, they're nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
And I like to have the chocolate snacks.
The little snacky snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones.
And sometimes if I like to have some Ionics.
Yep. Now, how old are you, Cyan?
10.
10.
Well done.
So kids can have it. It's good for them. They have the product B. They have the whole lot. And it just works really, really well. Now, just quickly, Cyan, before we get really going here, what are just a couple of things that you have heard Poppy and Ormy talk about, or what you've seen on webinars or videos or anything? What do you know that is good about Isogenics?
Well, it can help you lose weight and earn money and meet lots of nice people like Trevor and Linda, Tim and Corinne, Adam Chesney, and Dean and Kay, and all you guys.
Yay! What a champion.
Well
Well done. All righty. Well, thank you for sharing all that, Cyan. That's very good. And
Welcome.
so, I didn't tell you before we started, but I'll be putting this up on YouTube, and I've just recorded you. Okay, sweetheart?
Okay. Thank you.
All righty. Sorry, Kay?
Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Well done, Cyan.
All
Thank
righty. Now, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to mute everybody. Oh, just before I do mute everybody, Trevor's assessment sheet. I take it everybody's seen the assessment sheet come out?
Yep.
Has anybody got it all done yet? Yep. Yeah, good. Yeah, very good. It was a very interesting. Oh, Jerry Gavin, you are there. I gave your apologies earlier in the evening.
Fooled ya.
Yeah, tricked us big time.
Yeah, Hey, evening, everybody.
Hi there.
Hi.
All right. Now, what I'll do is I'll just mute everybody and hopefully, and I'll come back later on and unmute everybody and we'll ask a few questions in a bit, okay? So bear with us. So what have I got to do? Manage participants. That's what I'm looking for. Mute everybody. Absolutely. There it all is. Done. All right, guys, what I'm not going to do tonight is I'm not going to go through the entire plan, but I am going to go through the plan sheet. Now, remember I said about there'll be some adjustments and tweaking going on with this sheet, and I think we're nearly there. So everything you've got on the sheets that you've got is pretty much still exactly right, except there's a couple of little things I've changed. And so let me go here and grab the plan sheet. Okay, can everybody see the plan sheet? Give me a wave if you can see the plan sheet. Gotcha. Okay, so what I've done is I've swapped the warehouse out over to one side and put the house in the middle. And the reason I've done that is because it draws out better. So there you are. Normally what happens is the warehouse supplies the shop. You go over to the shop and pay full price and take your groceries home. Well, what about if you could deal direct with the warehouse, so you're saving money, and by teaching other people and bring your products home, and by you teaching other people how to deal direct with the warehouse, you earn money rather than waste money. Earn money, waste money. All right. And so what we do is, in going through the plan with people, we just simply read this out. Guys, what I want to share with you is a way for you to tap into an income stream using a world-leading health food supplier and the global trend for better health. Now, it's really simple. All we do is change from eating nutritionally bankrupt food to eating high nutritional food, and everyone eats food. We order direct from the supplier a few days in advance. As we're already spending money on food, therefore, this is a transfer spend and not an additional expense. We purchase at wholesale, not retail. As a business model, this is done on a part-time basis. And we can share this concept with our family, friends, associates, and we can do it on Facebook, over the phone, emails, face-to-face, or on a Zoom call like this. Now, your success depends on the amount of work you put in. Right? You can operate from anywhere where there's a phone signal or an internet connection. Well, tonight, Rocky is in Wagga in his motorhome because he's got a phone connection. Right? We work with very low overheads. In fact, we eat our overheads. It's food. And we have a very simple systems in place that have a proven result over decades. Now, any business worth its salt's got to have a good system in it. And our system is duplication. Now, this business model is founded on providing solutions in many areas such as personal energy and performance, weight loss, healthy aging, high nutritional clean food, income generation, wealth creation. And with this business, you can have both time and money. Now, the goals or the reasons why. Now, this is where you slow down a little bit when you're showing the plan. Firstly, are there any aspects about your health that you would like to improve? So when you're showing your new prospect, let them answer. Right? Is there any aspects about your health that you'd like to improve? Oh, yeah, well, I'd want to lose weight, or I've got aches and pains, or I want to get rid of this third head I've grown off my right shoulder, whatever. Right? I know that's New Zealanders. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But next, what would we do with some extra money? Now, this is what I've changed a bit here, and this is to fall in line with that process that Trevor's put out there with the whoop thing about what would ease your situation, what choices would you have, and what would be your dream. So what amount of income or what amount of money would ease your financial situation? What would change? And let them answer the question. Oh, well, you know, an extra $100 a week would be handy. Okay, yep, good. What would that change for you? So it's not just the money. We want them to tell us what it is that would change. So it becomes more of an emotional thing, not just, oh yeah, $100, oh, that'd be great. Or $60, that'd be great. What would that do for you? What amount would actually give you more choices? And wait for a reply. And again, you ask the same question. Well, okay, well, what would that change for you? And then we throw in, would $2,000 a week enable you to achieve your dreams? Well, sure. Okay, well, what would that change for you? Because it's not the amount of money. The amount of money only provides the change. And it's the change that are people wanting. The money's just the tool. Then what we do is we go, okay, now let's look at some of the products and the results that they can deliver. And we'll also look at the income structure and potential residual income. And we're going to let the experts do the talking. Now, at that point, we'll show the video. All right, no problem. Sit down, show the video, stop it at various different points. Okay. And then, once we've done that, we go back over here, second page. All right. So the top of the second page is the geometric progression of numbers. Now, based on that diagram that Trevor brought out the other day, this runs perfectly true in line with that. So what I'm trying to get across here is this. By using this sheet and Trevor's plan on the video, they get to see the business 3 times. They get to see it on the front page of the sheet. They get to see it on the video, and then they get to see it on the back page of the sheet. And so the geometric progression of numbers. All right, Fred, let's just say that's you. You elect to become involved, your choice. You do 100 BV for the month, and you introduce A and you introduce B, and they do 100 BV for the month. All right, that's you and those two. And by teaching A and B how to find their first two, you're going to earn $500 if you do that within your first 60 days. Now, keep in mind, if that's you and you've done 100 BV a month for 60 days, you've spent about $400 on food. So now you're $100 cash flow positive and you had your food paid for. Right? You've had your food paid for and you're still $100 in front. That makes sense, doesn't it? Well, of course it does. Because everyone eats food every day. By doing 100 BV per month works out to roughly $50 a week transfer spend. And as we've seen, there are various ways to earn income. Rank advancement bonus, you get $50 for becoming a consultant. And you'd draw that in there, you'd write that in, you'd scribble that in there. Your personally enrolled consultant bonus, $100 each for a maximum of your first 20. So when you teach A how to become a consultant, Isagenix will pay you $100. Teach B how to do the same, Isagenix will pay you $100. Right? So there's your 50, 100, 200, and a bonus of 250 for having it done in 60 days. The team cycle bonus, and again, you just draw it in, 600 points over here, 300 points over here. Right? You're going to, when that all comes together, it's going to crash in, spit out $60. Every time you got 600 here, 300 there, it spits out another $60. There's no limit in the payments in depth, nationally or internationally, and that's only ever going to get bigger. Plus, there are many other bonuses available as you develop your business. And I tell people, look, I'm not going to explain them all to you now because this time tomorrow you won't remember half of what you've seen here anyway. So to understand the rest of those bonuses make no sense. Now, this is what I've changed quite dramatically. I took out the Jimmy Smith example because it's just too big. People cannot comprehend they could earn that amount of money out of such a simple system. So I've put this in there. This business is really simple. All you're really doing is swap brands. Start using the products available out of your own business. Order in advance, share the concept with some other friends, and teach those who join with you to do the same. You see, it's going to work if you want it to work, but it is up to you. It's so simple. Swap brands, order in advance, share the concept, and teach those who get in to do the same thing. Now, this demonstrates the massive duplication factor. Right? Now, this system is based on duplication. All right, so based on the drawing above, you plus 2, them plus 2 in 60 days, $500. If you had 6 who each had 2 in the first 120 days, that's $1,650. And I'll ask people at that point in time, in the next 120 days, how much overtime or how much extra do you have to do on your job to bring in another $1,650? Most people can't do that. They can't earn that extra money. So then what we're going to do is we're going to look at it and we're going to go, okay, you found 6. Instead of teaching them to find 2, we're going to teach first 6 to find 6 who find 6 more. And if everybody's just using 2 shakes and 2 bars, which is the example Trevor has in the video, 100 BV a month, that's $1,700 a month. But if that 6 there went out and found 6 more, again, 2 shakes, 2 bars, 100 BV a month, that's $10,000 a month. You see, it's simple. All we did was swap brands, order in advance, share the concept with some family and friends, and we taught those who joined in with us to do the same. You see, it's going to work if you want it to work, but it's up to you. And this is crazy. You found 6, they found 6, who found 6, who found 6, who found 6. Again, they're just eating food. No one's on a weight loss program. No one's bought a sports performance pack. Nobody, they're just having some meals. But that's $60,000 a month. Right? $60,000 a month. $15,000 a week. Everyone eats food every day. Learn, do, teach. You see, it's simple. Swap brands, order in advance, share the concept with some friends, and teach those who join in with you to do the same. And so that is the plan. So in doing that, when we go through use the plan sheet, there's a lot of good reasons for it. One is the new person you're showing the business to, they sit there and realize you're just reading off a sheet. You're not a genius. You haven't memorized all this stuff. You don't have to hold all this knowledge in your head. You've got a sheet and you're reading off that sheet. They're reading off the same sheet. So in the back of their mind, they might not be consciously thinking this, but what they're saying is, well, hell, I can read that. When you press play on the little tablet or on your computer or whatever it is where you've got the videos, they're going, well, I can press play. We want to keep this, and we need to tell them, look, this is so simple. All I'm doing is reading this sheet. All I'm doing is pressing play. I don't have to be a genius. I don't have to be a nutritionist. I don't have to understand all the stuff. It's like the TV. I don't know what makes the darn thing work, but I know if I switch it on, it comes on. I know if I eat this food, I get healthy. I know if I share this concept with enough other people, I make money. It's simple. It is not complicated in any way. The complication is here. Here lies the complication. Okay. And so what we want to try and do is understand something, that this is super, super, super simple. Right? I'm going to share the screen again. Bear with me for a second. All right. There's Trevor's diagram. That's what we had in the example at the top, that one there. $500. Then this one is the Crystal Director. Now, I don't know how many of you saw the little trolley that Corinne put. She put this picture and the trolley side by side, right? And here's the trolley, right? Between that picture and this trolley is your entire business. This is the structure. This is what you eat. Structure, eat. Teach, eat. When you work this out, P2 and P1, we teach them to do what you just did, right? You put 3 down one side, 3 down the other side. They become a director if they did 3 down that side, 3 down this side. They can become a director by doing the same thing. P4, P6 can do. If you put all of these people, if you taught them how to do manager first, director next, and you kept that ball rolling for each of your personally sponsored people, by the time you had your 6 directors down there, and if everybody was just eating 100 BV a month in food, you would be making a bit over 2.5 grand a week. 2,500 a week. And it's not difficult. Yet there's people everywhere. There is people absolutely everywhere. I was out for a walk last Sunday, and I just spotted a sign with a real estate agent's name on it. And it turns out that the real estate agent went to school with Ben. And I thought, gosh, I haven't seen that fella for a long time. So I rang him up. Now I get to show him the plan on Friday. People are everywhere. Now, I've got to tell you the other side of the story. I went out the other Friday night to a function that a little political soiree that I spoke at, and met some people there. And one chap, he said, we were talking about health and all that sort of stuff, and isogenics came up and da-da-da-da-da. He said, oh, this could be just what my wife needs. She's got this wrong, that wrong. And so anyway, she rang me on the Monday. I sent her over all the information. She looked at it, said, man, this is amazing. I'm just fired up by this. However, I'll get in with my friend and I'll start with a 30-day pack and 2 bottles of product B. So I helped out her friend. It didn't do much for me, but hey, at least she'll get her health back, hopefully. And in doing all this, some days you're going to miss people. Some days you're going to put effort in and not get a payback for it. And other days, you won't be putting the effort in and people will just jump up in front of you and bingo, there it is. It takes off again. But this is so simple. If that's you, and you go manager and director and then teach that, well, even if you just went manager and then you taught this person and this person to go manager and that person to go manager and the next person, just build it on managers, you're still going to make a truckload of money. You don't need to sponsor hundreds, right? You don't need to sponsor truckloads of people. You just need to work with the people that you've already got that want to build the business. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You know, I was talking to Trev this morning, and he was saying that in the other game, he had a line of people, 21 directs depth, one stacked on top of the other. And out of those 21, this one was a personal to Trevor. This one was a personal to that one. Everybody was a personal until he got right down near the bottom, and then it skipped a couple, but the directs came out of depth. But everybody that got in that line of sponsorship, all went direct. 19 out of the 21 were personals to the next one, personals to the next one. And so imagine if you had somebody here, number one, they went director, 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 they went director. Like, just imagine what that would do to your income. This business is so simple. It's not complicated at all. Right? Here lies the complication. Okay. Now let me unmute everybody. Everybody's unmuted. Okay. Now, anybody got any questions, please?
That new plan you got there, I need to get that link. That's brilliant, because you could almost just hand that to someone. I'm not up to scratch with that plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like one too.
Yeah, I just got to tidy up a couple more words in there and stuff like that. And no doubt, Lisa's not on tonight because they've gone out for a birthday bash this evening. But Lisa will want to tweak. She doesn't like my grammatical skills. So I'll give it to Lisa to tweak a little bit. But then it'll all be good to go, I think. So just a couple of words here and there. Some words come in, some words go out.
And
You
Tim,
must read that thing you say. Yeah, tell me, just reading that over a cup of coffee, you want to know more about it, just looking at it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes, Maria?
can you please post the recording of this one?
Yeah, tonight we will have the recording sorted.
Beauty.
Last week the recording went all haywire on me, so tonight we will have the recording. Now, the other side of all of this business is we got to remember we're not dealing with products. We're dealing with people. Now, people are delicate, right? And they don't walk around with a sign on their head telling us what's going on in their life at all. We've got to have good people skills, all right? And, you know, in all of this, it's being empathetical to other people. By that, you know, if we ask somebody how are they going, well, for a start, shut up and wait for the answer. Right? And then don't jump on them. Oh, well, oh no, look, I'm not doing real good. I've, got a bad hip or this or that. But don't jump on them. Oh, you need my Isogenics products. Oh, really? So dig a little deeper. Talk to them. Well, what are you doing about that? How are you managing that? Or, there could be their finances. Oh, look, it's terrible. I just lost my job. Oh, you need what I've got. No. Don't rush at them. You see, it's like fishing. When we go fishing, what you do is you figure out, firstly, what sort of fish you're looking for, and you bait the hook accordingly. Now, we could bait the hook for health, or we could bait the hook for wealth, depending on who we're fishing for. But when you go fishing, you don't bait up your hook, go roaring down the jetty, jump in the water and try and shove the hook in the fish's mouth. We don't do that. You never catch a fish. you go hungry. And that's the same in isogenics or anything, really. What we do is we bait our hook with which way we want to go for the fish we want to catch. And we cast that fish, that hook, out to where we think the fish might be. And we gently, gently, gently encourage the fish onto the hook. Right? Now, if we jump on people, they'll jump right out. If we tell people they've got to do this, they've got to do that, they don't got to do anything. They don't need another boss. They want to belong to a group of people who are having a bit of fun and working together. Right? Nobody's got to do anything. All righty? So when we're out there building our teams, just remember that we're not dealing in product, we're dealing in people. People are delicate. Just listen to where they're at, listen to what they're saying, and just gently encourage them one way or the other, whichever way you want them to go. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yep. Appealing,
yes. You've got to be, I guess, we've got to become the sort of people that other people choose to follow on a voluntary basis. Right? On a voluntary basis. And sometimes the best conversationalists hardly get a word into the conversation. Hardly get a word in, and other people walk away going, man, I really enjoyed talking to that fella. They did all the talking. All you did was the listening. So there we go. So now, has anybody got any comments on any of the material? Oops, hang on, I've lost my connection. There we go. Has anybody got any questions about what's going on with the Bug-Free Mind stuff, or that if you've looked at that, or the Napoleon Hill?
No, I haven't seen any of that.
I'm working through it.
Okay, so you've done the Napoleon Hill stuff, Darren.
I'm still doing it. It doesn't stop.
Yeah. Okay. And Mike, you've done all the Napoleon Hill stuff. Yep. Yeah, very good. And
Tim.
Adam's just come online. Yes, Jerry.
I've had trouble getting that Napoleon Hill stuff too. I haven't got anything online for a while.
Okay.
I thought it was something my end, but no. I think it is something my end.
Well, what I'll do is I'll send you an email, and it'll have each one of them on there for you, and you can just go through them. Okay.
All right, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And if I could get a copy of that plan, it'd be good too, please.
Yep. Yeah, no, we'll get that out to everybody once we've tweaked it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
That'll be good. So how was karate tonight, Adam?
Oh, the caning, mate. It was a caning. We got, as you know, we got Narada Sensei coming over in a few weeks. So training from here on end.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, this guy is mean. He is a mean trainer. He's not scared to rip you apart.
So you didn't get to hide in the corner.
Yeah, well, he picks on the ones in the corners too, even us old ones.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, there we go. Self-inflicted, I'd say.
Yeah. So, no, it was good training. We got a heap of people coming up to their second dans and black belts, so we've got to put them through the paces. So make sure to go in front of a guy like this, you don't want to be sloppy, because he's not scared to sit you down. He doesn't know you, and if you're not good enough, he'll sit you down.
Yeah, okay. No favours given, huh?
No, none at all. The guy can't speak English either, so
Russian.
There'll be a translator for him. There'll be a translator for him. But yeah, these guys are tough. He runs one of the dojos in Japan, so they come over here. They're tough.
Is that Shan?
Isn't that interesting, Adam? That in that you go there voluntarily, you put yourself through years and years and years and years and years of training, and you then put yourself up for scrutiny with some of the best in the world.
Exactly.
And mentally and emotionally, you've got to be prepared. And financially, you probably make no money out of it. Probably cost you money in the long run.
Oh yeah, yeah. Never make any money. It's a non-profit organisation. The principles are like what we do in business, mate.
Yeah.
Same principles.
Yeah. Well, if you don't
put in sloppy effort, get a sloppy result.
Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. And one of
in hard yards to get any good result out of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Be good to watch. And try to know.
Yeah. So
that was 13 years to get a third Dan. So just in that one style. So you're putting 13 years into the isogenics business, and then you can see, looking on the past, you can see people doing it quicker. But going on those results, 13 years to get a good result, still not bad.
Yeah, that's right. And when you look at what we've got available in isogenics,
we can bring that down to 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. How many people out there do you all know who are going to go? They're going to be 5 years older 5 years from now. You can show them how to be independently wealthy or still struggling doing what they're doing. Is if they've got a job. Think about this. The Grand Hotel at Glenelg, the housekeepers are all Chinese visa holders because the Australian cleaners aren't qualified to clean. Now, if they're doing that with housekeepers in a motel, what sort of jobs do you think our kids are going to get or our grandkids are going to get? We need to understand a certain sense of urgency with this business, that if you don't get out there and put the hard yards in now, there's people out there that will not financially survive because you were doing all the hard stuff in here, not going out there putting it together. You were thinking about it. You were going to get around to it. Well, we'll get all this stuff sorted out first. No, and then I've got to do this. No. This is the minefield in here. Right? We've got a simple system. We've got it on one sheet of paper and one video. One sheet of paper, read the first side, play the video, read the second side, done, do the follow-up. At the follow-up, we simply ask a question. I'm just going to mute everybody for a second. We simply ask the question, based on what you've seen so far, what appeals to you the most? The good health, making money, or both? There's no answer in that. What appeals to you the most? Is it the good health, the making of the money, or both? Then when they sit there and go, they've got to pick good health or money or both. Either way, they're in. And if they go, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, fine. Not a problem. I am not going to try and twist their arm. There is enough people out there. How do we know that? Well, let me share something with you here. Let me share the page again. And I'll get this one up. Okay, get rid of that. Come on, get off there. That's not going to let me get rid of that. All righty. Business by the numbers, fueled by the passion to win. It's called a dream. There's only 60,000 active associates in Australia. There's 24 million people in Australia. There's average 2.5 people per household. Therefore, there's 9.6 million households. 60,000 divided divided into 9,600,000, right, is 0.63%. Less than 1% of all the households in the entire country are using Isagenix on a regular basis. That means that every time you drive down the road, if you count the houses through the streets, if you went through a town and drove around, every street, every block you did around town, kept counting the houses, and you get up to 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Basically, a half of that house is using Isagenix. All the other houses are your market. Look at this. 1 star, 10 cycles, $600 a week. That would change most people's lifestyle if they had an additional $600 a week coming in on top of whatever money it is they got today. But that's the equivalent of having $1 million in the bank. Right? Now, when Trevor showed that video on Monday night, you got to understand that these guys are earning about 40,000, not 15,000. They're earning $40,000 a week. That is $6,000 a day. And you're not sure whether what we've got to share with people is worth the effort, either for you or for them? Give me a break. Give me a break. This little pond up here is full of swamp water. There is algae growing in there somewhere. We need to do some tapping. We need to get some EFT going in there and wipe out the swamp water, put in all the good stuff, and then go out and create an empire. You know, it's great that you guys have, you know, there's a lot of people giving their apologies tonight, and it's great that all you guys are on here, and I love it. I just, you know, I love catching up with you. Most of us were spread out all over the place, and I can't get around to see you all and all that sort of stuff. But you know something? On my Zoom account, I can have up to 100 people on my Zoom before Zoom says, no, you're full. All right? That means you're free to go out and invite some other people into your business so they can plug into the Zoom. And if we fill up with the 100, oh, we'll do other Zoom nights. We'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't care. We'll just fill up the Zoom nights if we have. Do your own group Zoom nights. Build a group big enough so as you're doing your own weekly Zoom. I think that'd be a wonderful idea because you're all able to do it. You really are. All right, unmute everybody.
Hello
We've got some questions.
No, know what to do. We just got to do it. Oh yeah, the bug-free thing. I haven't listened to that yet.
Yeah.
8-step program.
It's in the back office of Team FSI.
Oh, okay, I'll find it.
Yep.
That's all good.
So it's under the business builders there, so that's good.
Yep. Cheers.
Excuse me, Pop.
8 steps.
Yep. Yes,
Thank you.
Cyan.
You know how you showed me just before the Zoom how you had the clear pond and that algae thing?
Yes.
Is that what you mean in here?
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Okay.
good.
Good question.
Yeah, very good, Cyane.
Early in.
Yeah. Well, Cyan's going to be our little champion. She loves the isogenics business, don't you, baby?
And my karate.
Yeah.
In your karate. That's good.
It's on every now and then.
Oh, that's good.
So Cyan will be doing grading next month.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Nice.
before the function, Cyan will do her next grading. So that's
Cool.
good. So she'll go from black tip to yellow belt.
Yellow.
So that's all
yellow.
good.
Nice.
All right.